Being someone who generally appreciates both old and new generation anime, there are definitely a lot of similarities and differences between the two. Typically when I look at a newer anime, the similarities I tend to see to an older anime is usually a pattern of how the plot of the story plays out, mainly in shonen and some seinen. But when we take a look at the differences, there are quite a lot of them in particular. For example, for some of the obvious ones such as animation. It's crazy enough to think that with each and every single year that goes by, we are always ceased to be amazed with brand new quality and animation that every new anime has to offer. Especially when you look at anime now, there are so many different unique genres and a wide variety of anime to choose from. It honestly doesn't even matter what you're into, whether if it's just a generic fighting anime or something sports related or even romance. Anime now just has an absolute massive pool to choose from no matter what it is. Not to mention, but just outside of watching just anime now in this day and age has the ability to not only enjoy the anime, but also engage with other people that enjoy the same anime. I mean, if we really look back, anime way back then was kinda isolated. No one really talked about anime unless it was either Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z, and even still it was kinda weird talking about Dragon Ball Z. But when you look at anime itself, just back then, the whole aesthetic for pretty much any anime that came out in the 90s was absolutely phenomenal. The experience of watching anime during that time is truly a feeling I personally will never forget. Whether I was either watching anime late at night on Toonami or getting my hands on a VHS recording of Dragon Ball Z, it's an experience I will never forget, and I know for some of you watching that you feel the same way. Now, jumping back to the present and our modern day anime, I feel like it's still important to recognize the fact that in about 10 or 20 years from now, that the anime we are watching right now are going to be looked up upon as some of the best anime of all time. We might not be able to realize it right now, but I'm sure when the time comes, we will come to appreciate the anime that we are watching right now just as much as the anime way back then. When we take a look at both anime then and now, both exponentially have their fair share of bad animation. I mean, for as long as anime has been a thing, it's kind of just been a standing fact that there always will be some sort of bad animation no matter what. Just take a look at Google and type in bad anime animation, for example. You will get loads of pictures of both old and new anime, both including moments in their specific series where it made you think, hey, you know, I think I could draw that. Honestly, for me at least, I didn't really notice it too much back then, but probably because I was a kid and didn't pay too much attention to every single standing detail that there was in the frame. But when you really look back, there are loads of moments of bad animation, especially when you look at today's modern day anime. There are, for whatever reason, a ton of bad animation moments. Just to put out a couple of examples, we have for starters the 7 Deadly Sins season 3 or 4 or whatever you want to call it. This season in particular had so many bad animation moments. I mean, there were so many bad animation moment that it was so bad it just made it seem like it was the animation for the whole season. I mean, anytime you would see someone talking about this show at the time, it would only be to talk trash on the animation, and I mean, I don't blame them. Shit was trash. Another situation I could honestly think of off the top of my head of some bad animation is the whole deal with Toei Animation and One Piece. I mean, as of recently, One Piece has been looking pretty fantastic. Wano is outstanding. Every single detail about Wano and the Wano arc has been pretty well done. But when we take a look back around the early time skip of One Piece, there are many moments that have tons of bad animation, like Fishman Island and Dressrosa, for example. Looking at them now, like I said before, it really makes you think, hey, I think I could draw that. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a pretty good artist myself. Like I mentioned before at the start of this video, one of the key factors that I see in similarity between both old and new anime are that of the story, at least for more shonen and seinen anime. When we really look at it, new shows such as Black Clover and My Hero Academia are pretty much prime examples of newer anime with an older generation anime's plot. Now, I'm not saying Black Clover and My Hero Academia are copies of older generation anime like Naruto and Bleach. What I'm saying is that these anime give off an old school vibe that which makes us like these anime in particular. Personally, I love shonen. I love the shonen storytelling aspect and how most shonen anime play out, so it just benefits myself as a watcher really. Now, when we come to the main question of this video, in which it is anime then versus now, which is better? I mean, it honestly all just depends on your personal preference, and I know that it seems like it's the obvious answer, in which it is, but anime as a whole is just amazing, both old and new, and I seriously can't express that enough. I think that anime in all of its glory is only going to improve from here on out, but that doesn't mean we can't give our respects to the ones who got us here. Both old and new anime, whichever you prefer, whether you prefer old or new or both, assuming that's most of us, it doesn't matter because anime as a whole is great. So to answer your question, old anime is better. Hey everyone, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you guys want to leave a comment suggesting a video idea, I'd be more than happy to do so. I love reading the comments, and maybe if you post an interesting topic, I'll choose yours and make a video on it. And guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, forgot to mention, but that link to my Discord is in the description down below if any of you would like to join. With that everyone, my Twitter is @AnimeAugie, and I will catch each and every single one of you guys in the next video. Peace.